I gave birth to my son naturally with no epidural. First, I want to talk about just the challenges when it comes with pregnancy. And for me, this is my first time being a new mom. The main challenge for me is that I really wanted to make sure I had a natural birth. And a lot of times when you go to like your prenatal appointments, you go visit your doctors and everything, a lot of times they don't agree necessarily what you want when it comes to your body and your well-being. So that's the first challenge that I had to kind of face when I really started my just journey of finding out that I was pregnant. Far as emotions, throughout my journey, I had just lost my father. I found out I was pregnant and lost my father a few months right after that. So going along that journey of losing the closest person in my life, it was very, very hard. At that time, I was traveling, I was getting away, I was in isolation. I didn't really want to talk to anybody. And it wasn't just that, it was just the fact that this is my first experience. I still want to make sure that even though I lost my father, I was going to be able to have a peaceful, relaxing, supportive birth experience. With my pregnancy journey, I want to talk about my diet. So at this time, I mentioned I was traveling a lot. Traveling the world literally, like from Florida to Michigan to New York to Texas. I was like everywhere throughout my pregnancy. Like my son, he'd been all around the world in the womb. Um, it was kind of hard though. I am a health fanatic person. I love to stick to my daily routines. So traveling, it was a lot to balance to make sure that I was eating properly during my pregnancy. I was still eating healthy, but it was just like very uncomfortable being in the car. I was taking a lot of road trips and just kind of in and out, staying different places at hotels and everywhere. It was just a lot. So my diet, I will say I didn't have like any major cravings or anything. I was still fairly healthy. My iron was okay. And that was just kind of like my diet far as that journey of just the full 9 months, just making sure I was on my tea, I was on my smoothies, I was on a lot of those things already. I do want to spark a quick thing. Prior to me getting pregnant, far as just the birth story, I do want to mention that I probably will make another video about this later, is I took a duck flower, which was a full body reset and detox. And I took that like October of 2023, and it was the beginning of October. Literally later that month, I got pregnant. I don't want to necessarily say that was the main reason, but it was definitely one of the reasons because it detoxed my body and prepared me to be fertile in a way and get rid of all the toxins out. So those are the main things as I talk about just the pregnancy journey and like my diet, how I was eating, how I was feeling, and just some challenges that I was kind of going through when it comes to moving and doing a lot during pregnancy. Like I wasn't just at home. All right. So I want to talk about why I chose a natural birth. Now, I did tell you guys that I was isolated. I went my whole birth journey of me being pregnant. I did not tell nobody. Only person knew was my partner. And I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell friends. I didn't really tell anybody. I did get a chance to tell my father though before he passed, just because like I knew his time was coming and I knew that was a sacred moment for me. But I was isolated. I didn't tell nobody until the 8th month. Like I had him in July of 2024. I did not go home and even show up and tell people until June 2024. Crazy. 8 months. Like I hid the entire thing, disappeared from social media, all of that. When I say choosing a natural birth, I researched a lot of spirituality, being private, not allowing too many people in your business, because I feel like if everybody knew, everybody would have had like their different opinions about me, who I'm pregnant by, while I'm having a baby. Like, it was just a lot, like family, people can have a lot of judgments when it comes to you and your body and your wishes and what you do with your life. So I was isolated. I chose that natural journey because already that was just how I was feeling. As far as the support, I researched doulas. I didn't even necessarily hire one at the time, but I was following some on social media. I ended up moving to West Virginia and I found me the perfect midwife. Her name is Bev, and she had already told me, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be on vacation when you have your baby. So I ended up having two midwives, someone else that she partners with. So being blessed to be able to have two support systems there to help me through the journey, having me meet with them on a bi-weekly basis, in-home visits, all of that was just great when it came to just my journey overall, as far as the whole pregnancy journey. But I started that maybe at the 5th, 6th month stage. Prior to that, I was just kind of going to prenatal appointments at like your local hospital. Now, let me get down to the nitty gritty. The real reason why I chose a natural birth. I don't fuck with hospitals. I don't fuck with the medical field. I don't like medicine. I don't like none of that. I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not a fan of it. Um, Medicines that I take do something to my body. Any shots or vaccines or anything like that does something to my body. Needles creep me out. The atmosphere of the hospital creeps me out. I just want peace. Like, I'm all about peace. Like, I have my baby on a beach if I could, literally. But that's the main reason why I chose natural birth. Another reason why is I did a lot of research too. So like keeping your placenta, the benefits to having your placenta. And with that story, I kept mine, and my midwife created them into capsules for me. So like after I had my baby, it helped with postpartum and building my iron back up. I was taking them, my partner was taking them. Of course, I was breastfeeding, so my son was getting all the nutrients, and that built a very close connection between all of us. So keeping my placenta was very important for me too, just because like they cost a lot of money, y'all. I heard, like, I researched, I see what the medical field is doing, and I don't agree. And then just having that automatic skin to skin contact. So, like a lot of times when you have a baby in the hospital, or if you have complications or anything like that, they automatically take your baby, they give them the vaccines, or they take them to another room and to the nursery. And I was just like, you know what? I want to just have my baby and lay with my baby and be with my baby in the comfort of my own home in my own bed. Like, I don't want to have to go anywhere. I want this to be a sacred, special moment, a great memory, just right here. So those were the main reasons why I chose the natural birth. Let's talk about the labor story. I trusted myself. I believed in myself. I said affirmations throughout the whole pregnancy, how healthy I was going to be, how inspiring, intelligent, how handsome my son would look. I just had so many positive affirmations about pregnancy. I never did the research of how other women feel. I didn't want to really research complications. I didn't really want to go through that. Like, my mindset was in my own dimension of thinking of what my birth experience was going to be about. I didn't want to interfere with anybody else's. So having a positive mindset and speaking those affirmations during my pregnancy helped me during my labor. Now, I'll talk about my labor a little bit. So my partner is a music artist. He was traveling at the time. And my due date was on a Sunday. It was at the end of July. And I remember Friday night, I started having contractions, but they were just mild. They were through the night a few times, but I knew like throughout my whole pregnancy, I ain't had no pain like this. So I'm like, all right, you might have to come home. I think I'm about to have this baby. Saturday comes. Contractions, a little bit more, but they were on in the morning and night. Called up again. You're going to have to come. Like, he was like, okay, okay. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Sunday, y'all. So my son actually came like 11, 12 minutes before his actual due date. So literally right into it. All day I was having contractions. But first, when I called the midwife that morning, he was like, yeah, I'm checking your dilations. You're only at about 3 centimeters. I don't think you might have the baby maybe tomorrow, maybe, being unsure. I'm like, this is painful, man. What can I go do? Like, I went to the store. I was like, do I need to take something? Like, what's going on? So I couldn't even get in the store and check out and things. Like, the contractions were coming, and this was daytime. So I was like, you know what? Went home, turned on my meditation music, got in my bed. I really wanted a water birth this time. That's the thing that I regret. So I'll make sure my next pregnancy, I have a water birth. I had the pool, I had the liners, I had everything, but I guess they didn't think I was gonna have the baby that fast. So went back home, relaxed. Contractions kept coming, kept calling my partner like, oh, where you at? He's on the way, traveling. My midwife, he's like, all right, let me know. I'm just breathing all day long. I didn't literally want to be on the phone. It was just kind of peaceful. I didn't even want to move around or anything. Then, my water broke. Going to the bathroom. So after that, I was like, yeah, it's time. Calling up, seeing where everybody at. I feel like my water broke at like maybe 6, 7 in the evening. A couple hours later of severe contractions and breathing, he was coming. So my partner got there at maybe like 9 something. When he was getting there, and when he actually got in the room, I could feel myself pushing the baby out like I was boo-booing or something. Like, I could feel that. So the midwife was on his way, and he got there around like 10. Boy, I had that baby like 30 minutes after the midwife got there. But let me tell you the quick story of how he got out. So I'm already pushing. They can already see him. And my midwife is like, Keisha, we can see his head. Just give us a good push. I pushed one time. He slid right on out. Now, let me tell you about the pushing stage. Pushing during the contractions just kind of felt like I had to, shit. Now, when I pushed him out, it actually felt good. Like, it did not hurt me at all. So that was like a great experience. I would just say contractions, 9 out of 10, pushing, like 3 out of 10. I want to talk about the birth moment after having him. I was in shock. So from contractions, I was really warm. I was hot. I was sweating. But I went to a real cold state where I was shivering, like I was shaking. And that happened maybe for about an hour. I was in shock. When he came out, I was actually on all fours. So like a bear crawl. So I pushed him out like that. So I'm looking at him. They put him like on the bed, and I'm like looking at him in his face, and I'm like in shock. And my midwife was like, are you ready to get him? And I was just like, couldn't even move. Like, the moment was just so hard to explain. I just couldn't believe myself. I know that I'm strong. Like, in that moment, I completed the mission, having my partner there holding my hand, and it was just an overwhelming but joyful moment. Afterwards, they kind of got the bed cleaned up, got the blood in the sheets and all that stuff out. Um, got able to lay down, put him on me, and it was just like, oh, he didn't even cry. Like, he just had these little quivers, these little shivers he was doing, and it was just him wrapped up in my arms and my partner on the side, and that's how we went to sleep. Just so peaceful. uh I didn't necessarily do the bath and all that. We cleaned them off and everything, but we waited a little while, relaxed, and started breastfeeding within a few days. So that moment, I just went back to it. So it's like I'm feeling all the feelings that I felt in that moment, and it was just so beautiful. Um, I loved it, honestly. Let's just kind of go over. I know we went through why I wanted a natural birth and my labor and the birth experience. Let's talk about some lessons and advice, and like how to prepare for labor. It all starts with mindset. I feel like that was the most important thing that I had throughout my pregnancy, is how strong I was going to be, how healthy my baby was going to be. He even came out bigger than expected. Like, I was so small. People, when they see me at that 8-month mark, I was so small still. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have preemie. Like, maybe it's because I eat so healthy. He came out full pound, like 8 pounds. Like, I was just like, okay. Having the right mindset, knowing that you're going to create a unique soul, coming into this world, and a healthy, intelligent soul, strong soul, creative soul. Just making sure you have that mindset is so important. You also need to understand the purpose of birth. Do a lot of research. I'm very spiritual, so when it comes to researching spirituality and your body and that moment and how it connects with God and your connection with God as being a pregnant mother, it's a lot that you should do your research on. I'll probably make a video about this later on, of all the reasons and how this is such a spiritual moment for you. And if you understand the research and the theory behind pregnancy and giving birth, you'll also take this into consideration of having a more peaceful and relaxing birth experience. Lastly, having the right people around you. I felt like during my pregnancy, only person around me I wanted was my partner. Um, I didn't care. I know that was just my experience. May not be everybody else's, but for me, this was an alone time that I wanted to build with my personal family that I created. And that was just how I wanted it to be, for this journey. So make sure you have the right people behind you. I don't care if that's your family or your friends or support or whoever you have, make sure it's the right people. So if this story inspired you, definitely subscribe for more. I'll definitely be sharing a lot. I am a doula in training now, finishing up within the next couple months. So I will be assisting a lot of mothers. I already started like a quick channel and chat just to kind of get comfortable and start connecting with mothers all around the world. So I'll be a traveling doula. So that is good. That helped spark my peak of interest of doing that, just because of how peaceful my birth was. So to wrap this up, I want to thank you all for watching and hearing my birth story. I love to hear from you. So definitely share your story in the comments, and I can't wait to chat with you all next time.